What's up everyone, this is Tony with Journey Crypto. Welcome back to another video. So this is going to be an important topic. I highly recommend watching through this video. So we have a Bitcoin death cross coming up here, which is generally a very bearish signal in traditional finance, but it's actually been a bullish signal this current cycle. You can see we've had three death crosses since end of 2023 here, and it has resulted in new all-time highs for Bitcoin every single time. So I'm going to go over this, why I believe it's more likely that this is going to be very bullish than it is bearish, and why this could actually be nearing the bottom here of this current correction. So you get a death cross when the 50-day moving average drops below the 200-day moving average, and just the opposite, you get a golden cross when the 200-day moving average crosses above the 50-day moving average. So that's really what we want to be looking for, is an upcoming golden cross. You can see the previous three death crosses we got followed by a golden cross in the next few months. So that's really what we want to be looking for in the next 1 to 3 months here, is things going sideways and then starting an uptrend and getting a golden cross. If that happens, that is going to be very bullish, because that pretty much guarantees upside potential if we look historically on every golden cross for Bitcoin. So the thing about a death cross for Bitcoin is it's generally a lagging indicator, which means at the point of it occurring, the correction has already played out. You're pretty much at the bottom or close to it, which could be a massive buy signal here for institutions. There are a lot of institutions looking for an entry into Bitcoin, and they do have experts looking at this stuff. And that's the thing with this current cycle. There's a lot of manipulation happening here, but you also have institutions and governments and whales trying to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible, and not just once. They're dollar cost averaging. So if you're an institution or government looking for an entry into Bitcoin, this is pretty much the buy signal right here. Especially if you're going into dollar cost average. Even if we enter the bear market, they could just start dollar cost averaging afterwards. But if we do go continue upwards here and we hit a golden cross in the next few months, this is going to be pretty much the last opportunity to get Bitcoin at around these prices. But the death cross can also be an indicator that you're entering a bear market here. You got to look at other factors as well. But if we do look at the previous cycle here, we want to look at both perspectives. You can see this is the death cross entering the bear market. So there actually was another death cross that happened in that last cycle, mid 2021. You can see that right here. So that happened in June of 2021. Did go down a little bit further, pretty much bottomed out around $29,000 Bitcoin, but it peaked here around $65,000. That's over a 50% crash, and that didn't happen super quickly. It was extended. So I'm actually very surprised that wasn't entering the bear market right there. It did recover, did break all-time highs again. So the death cross isn't always an indicator that you're entering the bear market, but a golden cross is pretty much guaranteed that you're going to have huge upside potential. You can see after that death cross, the golden cross here, that did follow by going from 45,000 to around $68,000 Bitcoin, where it peaked. And then we got a golden cross here in the bear market as well. February 2023, price of Bitcoin was around $23,000, and shortly after peaked around $31,000. Another death cross here. This was the first death cross we had entering this current cycle. Quickly followed by a golden cross, and you can see here golden cross Bitcoin price was around $35,000, and then in the following few months it hits around $74,000. So that's a huge gain there. Corrected down, had another death cross, another golden cross. This golden cross, we went from around $68,000 Bitcoin to new all-time highs of around $109,000. So you can see each death cross, pretty much huge upside potential. I found this post too that shows here September 2023 death cross led to a massive 195% rally. August 2024 cross followed by a strong 125% rally. April 2025 resulted in a 70% rally. So this article kind of comes to the same conclusion. The death cross is a fear-inducing event designed to shake out the weak hands and provide cheap entry for the smart money, like Harvard, who just bought $442 million of IBIT. This technical shakeout aligns perfectly with the current macro environment. The market is hunting for a floor, $94,000 Bitcoin to flush leverage, after which the institutional green light, government reopenings, ETFs and stuff will trigger the final leg up. The death cross is the last great buying opportunity. So we do have a lot of upcoming bullish events. We don't know exactly when they're going to play out, but there's multiple things here on the horizon that's going to really help bring in a lot of buying pressure and help us hit a golden cross, at which point we pretty much guarantee huge upside leverage. Even if this trend continues here, where we have diminishing returns, we're pretty much estimated to have at least a 35% rally for Bitcoin, breaking all-time highs, hitting $130,000. So we're at peak fear in the market right now, which may sound bad, but it actually could be a good thing. I do think the market is going to be turbulent, though. In the short term, we could see Bitcoin going lower, but I'm pretty sure we're pretty close to the bottom right here, unless we get a black swan event or something. So over $200 billion wiped out. What drove the crypto market meltdown? So we saw around $900 million in ETF outflows, alongside over $1.1 billion in leveraged crypto positions getting liquidated. That is massive. Macro worries are contributing to this, fading rate cut odds, shaky equities, and AI bubble fears, among other reasons. So just a lot of fear in the market in general right now. So a couple of posts here I think are pretty important. So Bitcoin sentiment is as bad as it was at the 2022 low. And if you actually think about that, that's pretty crazy, because that's when FTX collapsed alongside all the other crypto companies that were over leveraged. So this level of fear generally does result in upside. The average performance when fear and greed drops below 20, one day is 1%, 1 week 5%, 1 month 20%, 3 month 62%, and 6 month around 50%. Panic always ages badly. So this level of fear, like I said, it's generally short-lived. This doesn't necessarily mean right now is the exact bottom, but more likely than not, we're very close to it. So this here is another very important reminder. This cycle actually does remind me of the 2017 cycle as well, where pretty much we saw a continuous uptrend for Bitcoin, but it did see pretty big corrections along the way. So since mid-October, Bitcoin has gone from 126,000 down to 94,000. That's a drop of 25%. 20 to 35% pullbacks are normal during bull markets. Use this as an opportunity to stack more. So you got to imagine all these institutions and governments, they have experts on this stuff, and they're waiting for the correct entry. There's probably a lot of manipulation happening as well. So you have to remember that these pullbacks are expected. You can see there were 6 of these massive pullbacks here in the 2017 bull market. So this current correction of around 25% is actually less percent than all 6 of these corrections we had here in 2017. So that is great to remember. Having corrections along the way is normal, especially when fear is peaking. People are up so much and such huge profit, it's only natural for them to take some of their profit out and play it safe. And I actually do recommend that for a long-term strategy, is to not only dollar cost average in, but to sell on the way up as well. Small percentages on the way up is generally healthy. If you get corrections after that, if you enter the bear market, at least you got some profit out that you can use to dollar cost average back in at lower amounts and get a lower entry level overall. So not only do we have peak fear in the market right now, we also have people engagement farming, making stuff up and sharing false information. I'm seeing a lot of this on X, and it's actually getting a lot of shares and reposts as well. So Michael Saylor, he at one point cleared this up in an interview, stating even if Bitcoin hits $1, they won't get liquidated. Basically, he just said that they would just buy up all of the Bitcoin. This would pretty much be a dream come true for him. So I'm gonna really quickly play this clip.
People don't really think. They're like, oh my god, MicroStrategy is going to get liquidated. And Bitcoin is like, Well, dude, no, Bitcoin could go to a dollar a Bitcoin. We're not getting liquidated. We're just going to buy all the Bitcoin. If it goes to a dollar a Bitcoin, then it's going to go back up again.
So Michael Saylor's company is not going to get liquidated. They're not leverage trading or anything crazy like that. While they are betting massive on Bitcoin, we've seen them ride it out and go through an entire bear market already, where they pretty much just bought throughout the bear market where they could. So when things get really bullish, they obviously have a lot more opportunity and people that believe in them. So it's easier for them to get more money when things are bullish, which doesn't work out great for them because they're buying the Bitcoin at higher prices. But they're such long-term believers in this. They're planning for Bitcoin to go over $1 million, upwards of $20 to $30 million. They're probably not going to start selling any of this Bitcoin for 10 plus years. So he even did a post here yesterday stating, "We bought Bitcoin every single day this week." So this current cycle is much different than previous cycles now, with institutions involved and governments and everything. We've never seen this play out, this many death cross followed by all-time highs. So things are much different this current cycle, so we can't really rely on previous data like we used to here. But I wouldn't be afraid of entering a bear market. Personally here, if we continue to in a downtrend to around this zone here, $70,000 to $80,000 Bitcoin, that's where I would start getting worried. But we've seen bigger corrections than that. Even the last cycle is the perfect example, going from around $65,000 under $30,000 and then recovering to a new all-time high. It's pretty crazy. We haven't seen that big of a correction, and I'm really hoping we don't. But I really think this institutional level of support and adoption is going to hold up Bitcoin better than ever before. I don't think we're going to see Bitcoin dropping into an extended bear market, correcting that much after each cycle top. Last cycle around 70,000 to a low of around 15,000 here. So I don't think we're ever going to see anything like that again, where Bitcoin's going to drop to below $50,000. If it does, it's probably going to be temporary, and institutions and governments are going to take advantage of that. It would really take a black swan event, in my opinion, to cause Bitcoin to drop to that price. So the point of looking at this stuff isn't to get a guaranteed answer on what's going to happen. It's just to get a general idea of what's more likely to happen, and in my personal opinion, we're much more likely to see a golden cross in the next few months and then continue to new all-time highs by mid-2026. How long it takes for all of this to play out really depends on external factors, like stuff happening with the economy and the government, tariffs, if they do that $2,000 stimulus check, if they pass some big regulations or something extremely bullish on a government level for Bitcoin, like an actual Bitcoin strategic reserves gets introduced, anything on that level is going to really help Bitcoin and crypto get mass adoption. And personally, this would really suck if this was the end of this current cycle. Basically, worst bull market ever. Maybe it was good for Bitcoin, but we didn't have an altcoin cycle like we did in previous Bitcoin bull runs. So I'm really hoping that things recover here. This could be the last good entry for Bitcoin, and institutions could be eating this up right now, or we could be entering a bear market like we saw back here in this last cycle when we had a death cross. In my opinion, the odds that things are going to continue upwards and this is just a temporary correction is much higher than entering a bear market. So that's pretty much it for this video. I thought this was important with some good posts here from other reputable sources on X, but I think things are going to be looking good. What we really want to look for, like I said, is that golden cross coming, and you could kind of see it coming up if you do zoom in a little bit here. If things do start looking good again and Bitcoin passes 100,000, recovers to 110,000 over the next month, very likely golden cross is going to play out. We're going to go up to new all-time highs in 2026. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys found the video useful, I do appreciate if you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and share this video with anyone that may find it useful. Maybe you have some friends that have a bearish perspective right now and could use a different take. Besides that, do recommend following me over on X. I post stuff like this as it comes up. I do recommend following Block News on X as well. This is our news platform, and posting multiple times a day here, all the bullish stuff happening as it's happening, and definitely recommend following this if you guys want instant alerts on breaking news. That's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.